views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the hosts and guests. All individuals mentioned are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
Hey everyone, welcome to Moms for Justice. How are you guys doing? I'm Carolyn. I'm going to wait till allow some peeps to get on. How are you guys doing today? Hey! Hey Kelly Lynn. Wow. That's your name. Wow. That's pretty awesome. Where's everybody from? Georgia? Okay. Hey, Ann, how are you? It's good to see you guys. Is it Poirot Fangirl? I'm actually going to be on later, too. Not too long after this live with Jocelyn, we're going to be talking about the Lakin-Snelling cheerleader case. You guys heard about that one? The girl who had a baby and like stuffed it in a closet? Pretty crazy. Hi guys, Montreal, Canada, Delaware, Wisconsin, Alberta, Arizona, North Carolina, Pennsylvania. How you guys doing? Did you guys see my last video? The lunch date with Wendy? Yeah, so hey Jojo from Miami. How are you guys? It's been a while, right? How long since I've been on here? A week? And I mean live, I'm not talking about videos, but. So I just finished a video on Wendy and her friends. It's not the lunch date video. The lunch date video came because I was doing the Wendy and friends video, but then I realized that one about the two girls, Janine Silberman and Ritu Guy, that it needed its own segment, you know? So I made that its own video. But then I just finished a video today on Wendy and her friends. I promised you guys I would finish it. And it's going up probably tomorrow because I'm so busy tonight because I'm doing this live with you now. You guys are probably like, get off and finish the video and get it up. No, I'm going to finish it and get it up for you guys tomorrow. And then Jocelyn and I are doing a live at around 9 o'clock Central Time. So hopefully you guys could stay up for that too. Florida. You know, I was just thinking, like, there's so many crimes in Florida. Like, right? Like, and, you know, last week I was talking about, I know this is not a recent crime, but do you guys remember the Denise Williams? Denise and Mike Williams. Denise Williams was like getting it on with Brian Winchester, which was Mike Williams' friend. And that case is crazy. She's like another Wendy. Oh, I'm so glad you liked the lunch day video, Jojo. Thank you. Thank you, Victoria. Yeah, I try. All right, so I'm not going to tell you what's in the next video because it's going to be up tomorrow, I think. But there are some things in there that are, I really think they're brand new. And I say that with caution because sometimes Mentor Lawyer finds something maybe 2 years ago and mentioned it, and maybe I'm not realizing it, you know. But I know that there's a few things that I researched and put in this video that I had never heard before at all. Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, it is a crazy time in our world. It really is. There's a lot of terrible things happening. So you've got awful crime. I'm working on Suzanne Morphew right now. I'm going to do something on Corey Richens. I'm going to dive into that, and Courtney Clenny, because all of those trials are ahead of us now, and we're going to be focusing on that as well. I'm going to stay on top of Wendy Adelson, however long it takes. And see what happens with Harvey Adelson, if they're going to have any indictments. I don't know. But I'll be here when that happens. So Ruth Markel, she did an interview with a Canadian Jewish, I guess, magazine. So I thought it was interesting to talk about that. Talk about Ruth a little bit for once. Okay, so in her interview, this was on the 15th of September, she spoke about the fact that the case management hearing is for October 14th, 2025 for Donna Adelson's sentencing. That is expected to happen before November. Okay. Donna faces the convictions of solicitation and conspiracy as well. And the judge could give 30 years each on those. He has a discretion to make them concurrent or consecutive, meaning she might get more instead of it just being stacked or, concurrent. Ruth also confirmed the comment from Georgia Kappelman about stay tuned for further arrests, so I'm like, it's been a long day, guys. So she noted new communications were revealed in the trial pre and post murder, strengthening the overall picture. So she does feel that the case for future indictments is there, and that it's wrapping up. Okay, and then she talked about her injury. Do you guys remember she was wearing the sunglasses? So it turns out she fell in a hotel parking lot during the trial week. She was treated at Tallahassee Memorial Hospital. And that's why she appeared in court wearing the glasses. She said she lost some time, but says long-term outcome is good. And then she said that when they brought their nieces and younger relatives to court for the first time, and some of her family members, the young family members, are considering law and social work careers. Isn't that interesting? Thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, look, guys, I made the font bigger for you guys. Thank you so much, Breeze Coyote. I'm a dad for justice. You're great. Thank you. I so appreciate that. You guys are so kind. So guys, start getting some questions ready. If you got any questions for me, I'll answer them, but give me like 5 minutes. I want to finish a little bit about Ruth. Thank you so much. Peter MSP, super sticker, $4.99. Shiba dog bowing respectfully. Thank you so much. You're so kind. Seriously, I'm so humble. You guys, humbled by that. I don't expect it, and I do appreciate your little tips for my work. Okay. So, back to Ruth. So that's cool, right, guys? Nieces and younger relatives of the Markels want to go into law or social work. It's so cool. And this is after witnessing the trial. Ruth also talked about being re-traumatized just from attending 4 separate trials, She said, you're revisiting the original murder every single time, which is devastating to her. She confirmed the boys are 16 and 15. Her grandchildren, I won't say their names, but Wendy and Dan's children are 16 and 15. She said that contact does exist, but only through Wendy's controlled devices, and it's highly choreographed, which is crazy. Thank you, JoJo. I'm not missing anybody. Okay, thank you so much. Did Ruth ever said it public her opinions of Wendy's involvement? Not that I know of. I've looked for it. No, she's been pretty brave and silent about it. Yeah, not that I know of. And thank you again, JoJo. Okay, so contact exists, but only through the controlled devices and is highly choreographed. So they mean, what she means by that is their phones. They're being monitored, obviously. So probably doesn't have a lot of apps on their phones either, I would imagine. Probably no internet either, right? Because then they'd get to read all this terrible stuff about their mom. She said this. Ruth says that the positive sign is that the boys now are asking about Dan. They're showing curiosity about their father's life. I think that is so incredible, and that is like the best news I've heard so far. She hopes to bring them to Toronto one day to visit Dan's grave and reconnect with their family history. It's just amazing. Custody is no longer the same like when they were preschoolers, she said. And the boys would have a major say in their future living arrangements. I'm like not talking right today. I think it's just because it's been such a long day. Ruth says that the religious tension wasn't mainly between Dan and Wendy, but originated with Donna undermining the kosher vegetarian practices. So she confirmed that in this recent interview. Guys, if you're just joining us, I'm talking about the recent interview with Ruth Markel with Canadian Jewish Magazine. This was on the 15th. To support that about Donna with the undermining the kosher vegetarian practices, she was telling the daycare to ignore Dan and Wendy's tofu request and to feed the boys regular hot dogs. That I think we heard. Taking them for cheeseburgers after soccer. I do remember hearing that already. She frames this as part of Donna's interference and the beginning of this marriage unraveling. You know, I think Ruth and Phil knew something was up. Yeah, they probably didn't think there would be a long shot that what was going to happen, right? So we've all asked about this. And do you guys remember? I did a show with Jocelyn about casting the Adelsons. And, you know, I was trying to have some fun. It's not fun that Dan Markel passed away. But I thought the process of finding, like, you know, naming actors that we know of and how they look and how they match up would be so fun. So we did that. And honestly, I think it was a big hit because everybody is still texting me till this day and messaging and everything about all these actors that they would love to be played in this, you know, possible movie or series. Well, Ruth announced on the 15th that a Lionsgate 3-part documentary series is in development about this case. She confirmed major international interest and said she's getting constant media requests. That doesn't surprise me at all. Okay. Also, Justice for the Dan Legacy Project, expanding to include scholarships and research paper calls for students studying criminal law. FSU is actively involved in this, and Harvard is also included. They talked about these quotes. Donna's jail call saying that our family is cursed. Her caution about family court disputes escalating the violence. Nobody commits murder. And evidence is the mantra of the day on why prosecution's decisions about further charges take time. Now, have you guys been following all the jurors that have come out? Well, my favorite one is Evan Higginbotham. Did you guys see that? Well, I'll go over my favorite parts about Evan and what he has said. He said that they deliberated just over 3 hours total. Well, we kind of figured that one out. They spent 2 hours on just count one, the first-degree murder, carefully reviewing the evidence before moving on to the other charges. They said they laid out all the evidence, discussed it point by point, and decided count by count. They focused on Donna only, okay, and avoided speculation about Wendy Adelson since she is not on trial. Her name did come up briefly, he said. And Charlie Adelson was mentioned, but jurors agreed his prior conviction did not determine Donna's guilt. The key pieces that Higginbotham has pointed out in their deliberation was Robert Adelson's testimony. Critical, right? Critical witness. I think the reason why is because it is very unlikely to have a son come forward the way this son did, which makes it like instant credibility, right? I mean, for a son to get on the stand the way he did and to speak of everyone, right? Everyone in the family, knowing how much he's losing by getting up on that stand, makes him completely credible and a critical witness. I'm really worried about that guy because he has nobody left. Nobody. I bet he's not even talking to distant family at this point. Okay, so the second thing Higginbotham said, I am not able to talk today, so please have some grace with me tonight because I'm like messing up my, I just can't talk tonight. The phone records that tied Donna to the planning and cover up, those communications, they destroyed her. And then the bump operation, which for obvious reasons, right? They found her reaction immediately stuffing it into her bag without reading it. Very telling. So if I'm walking down the street and I'm an innocent person and some big, bald, scary-looking guy comes up to me and he hands me an envelope and he's saying things that are really strange, right? Hey, you need to come to the table. You haven't, you're taking care of Sigfredo and Katie, but you're not taking care of Louis Rivera. And then he hands her an envelope and all that other stuff we saw. You can literally see her leave and go to walk on her merry way to go pick up the kids. And she puts it in her pocket. I'd be like, what? I'd be going into a store somewhere, opening up the envelope. I'm shocked, And that was a dead giveaway. So that was good. That was a big one for him. Higginbotham goes, I'm not taking anything from anyone, putting it in my bag before looking at it. So there's that. Evan was pretty cool. He was 24 years old, studying engineering at the time. But after serving on this case as a juror, he wants to change his major to pre-law, saying the trial inspired him to pursue a legal career. He also said, going in, I was leaning towards guilty after seeing all the evidence laid out. Quote, we spent probably the first hour and 45 minutes just talking about the first count and laying out all the evidence and digging through everything we wanted to go back and look at again. He says, quote, we briefly spoke about Wendy Adelson, but she's not the one on trial, so we tried to stay focused and follow the jury instructions. Now, there's a young girl that also came forward, right? She's a juror. She talked a lot about Wendy. She thinks Wendy is guilty, and there's no way she didn't know. So, yeah, that's why I wanted to talk about that. Now on to the good stuff. You guys, I get to talk to you guys now. Okay. So let's see what we got here. I'm gonna scroll up, see if there's any questions here. Thank you, Doris. I appreciate it. Guys, make sure you watch the Wendy lunch date video I just put up a couple days ago. It's the Canadian Jewish magazine. Can you share what magazine name it is? The Canadian Jewish. Hold on, let me get you the name. One second. You guys going to join me later on with Lynn? We're going to talk about that Lakin Snelling girl, the Kentucky cheerleader. Guys hear about her? Okay, so the Canadian Jewish News. Okay, so Bernard Dolan says Donna is documented saying that religion is the opiate for the masses. She sounds like a communist. She's Jewish in name only. Hey, Sojo Odyssey. Australia! We have a lot of international now coming on here. It's great. I love it. It's like early morning for you over there, I believe. Yeah, I agree. The jury was excellent. Let's see what else we got. Scotland, free-flowing funk punk. Love your name. Hello, everyone from Scotland. Have a great day. I think it's morning for all you people over there, right? That's amazing. Jean Darlene says, when I was in Tallahassee, I sat on Dan's memorial bench that was erected in the park where he took his boys to play. It was surreal. Did you get pictures? Send me pictures. momsforjustice@gmail.com. I would love to see a picture of that. Okay. Vince Black. The other night you said Wendy's boyfriend is not a billionaire, but I found out that his father is a billionaire. Evidently, the father is paying for Wendy's high-profile attorney. Okay, here's the thing. There is two Georges. Okay, there was one that's the son of Mike Fernandez, Vince. Okay, Mike Fernandez, I'll leave your comment up. Mike Fernandez is in Miami. He is a billionaire, okay? And Wendy was hired by him and worked for a short time. Okay, and he also released a statement way back when the murders happened saying that Wendy has nothing to do with it. He has a son named George. I can't confirm she ever dated his son, George, but the new George he worked for Amazon. And I'm not saying that he doesn't have money, but he's not a billionaire. So the George she's with now is not a billionaire. Yeah, Linda, if I was Rob, I would have had the thought that it could have been my wife. Yeah, definitely. I can't imagine how they're feeling. That had to be like chilling for them, right? Oh, wait, when you guys see my new video, there's some things in there you're not going to believe it. I was like, whoa. I was like, wow. Crazy, crazy. And we'll try, Jocelyn and I will try to go on at 8:30 tonight if we can. She might be listening right now. But yeah, she's going to join me in about an hour or so. We're going to do the Lakin Snelling case out of Kentucky. Right? Women who throw their babies away, I'll never understand. How do you think they won't be found out? Do you remember there was a back in the 90s, like some girl, last name Grossman. She had a baby in her dorm, I think, also. Well, this wasn't a dorm. Lakin wasn't in a dorm. She was, I think, off-campus housing. But yeah, there's people having babies and wanting to just pretend they didn't exist and like putting them, in a closet or throwing them in a trash bag somewhere. It's awful. It's disgusting. Thank you so much, Jokaterra34. I'm sorry, just seeing this now. Thank you so much. Okay, your question is where was the call with Donna where she gets hysterical talking about Wendy and saying, I don't get it? Well, I know all the calls are Pretty Lies and Alibis, has them all. And it's like, it's after the murder, right after after Charlie gets convicted, that's when they start talking like that. And they're all on there. Have you been able to go to Pretty Lies and Alibis and see all the calls? Because she's an amazing channel. She's so good. She has all that stuff up there for you. All, like I have used so many of her calls already. Okay, this is a common question. How did the police locate Wendy so quickly at that lunch after her Prescott drive-by? Okay, so I'm hearing that Isom had said that they were able to ping her phone. But I also know that when somebody passes away, they look immediately like, who's the next of kin? Who's the wife? Who's the husband? Whatever. Do they have children? And they immediately get the car, make, model, plate number of anybody that would be in connection with that. Now, they had that information at the time that tape was up and the police are there. And kind of like, knew to look out for her. Of course, it just so happens she shows up. And somebody there did say, hey, that's the description of the wife's car right there. But she turns around at the tape and then drives away. So there's confusion as to, did they say, follow her now? Or were they like, they could have gone in their car and said, hey, victim's wife just spotted, pulled away, gave the plate number, go, she's on the run, not on the run, but on the road, go find her. But Isom has said that he pinged her phone. So it could be something just as simple as that. But I don't know why some people have been so confused about why that would be weird that they could see her and then just tail her. Like I've heard people go, that doesn't make sense. And how could they do that? And I'm like, no, there's police cars almost like in my town, like every 2 lights down, there's a police officer doing something somewhere, getting coffee and a donut or helping another citizen with something. So all you got to do is put the shout out on their little, what do they call the walkie-talkie thing, the CB or whatever, and say, Bolo, be on the lookout for this red minivan. Here's the plate number. And then so-and-so two blocks down is hearing that she just pulled out of Trescott. So that would not be unheard of for me to think that they immediately went and tailed her. But it was quick. They got her right away. And guys, and we could talk about this now. We could talk about my video. Those women were questioned. Ritu Guy and Janine Silberman were questioned. And it is a true piece of information that they said that they never knew that she went to Trescott. Who goes to, and I do talk about this in my next video that's coming out, but I'll do that with you right now. Ladies, this is for the ladies. We go out for lunch with our friends, right? We get, we look nice, we dress up, we go and we sit there for hours, like from 1 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And we just, right? And keep in mind, these women knew that she was in the middle of all this mess with Dan Markel. I mean, she was telling them everything. She got them to hate him. So, the latest saga in my life would be delivered to my friends if I'm going to go have lunch with them, right? So if you're driving and you're taking your shortcut, because that's what she says it was, and we all know it's not. You're driving down Trescott and you see that tape. Even if we go with the idea that it was only a tree, I would I'm running late. I finally walk in. I sit down and I'm like, oh my gosh, you're not gonna believe what happened, right? I just went down Trescott and a tree must have fell. There was tape and police everywhere. And the ladies would be like, really? And we'd be talking back and forth, right? That's what we do. Well, these women told the police that she said nothing about it. Oh my gosh, thank you, Breeze. I'm so behind on these, so I'm looking. Thank you so much. Wendy laughed when her kid said God is dead in the police interview. Wait, I'm confused. Okay, Wendy laughed when her kid said God is dead. Oh, I'm confused. I don't know anything about that. It's the first I'm hearing anything about that. Is that true? Did I miss it? Okay, so Hector G. Yeah, so I just watched a lot of Jeff because I got a lot of information that is hard to hear that he says. And I was able, because I had names of people that I knew were involved with Wendy. So I was looking for their names. And I'm telling you, sometimes he talks about people and you're not quite sure what he's talking about. So I was able to pull that out. But his videos are a treasure trove. His interviews are a treasure trove of information. And if you know what you're looking for, you can find it in there. Okay, Linda, when are you posting the new video? Probably tomorrow. I've got to finish a couple things, like a couple last minute things on it. But other than that, it's going to go up tomorrow, maybe Wednesday at the latest, but probably tomorrow. Oh my goodness. You named your handle. This is so sweet. You little devil, you. We all know what she means, right? You guys are so cute. Okay, so does anyone know what Donna was saying when she was found guilty? Ooh, well, I don't curse on this show, people. You know that. But I think she mouthed out the B word. I saw her like she was crying and she was putting her head down, back up, head down, back up. And then I see her go, and she said, I think she said the word. Did you guys catch that? I mean, I can pull it up if you want. Have you followed the Alexi Treviso case from New Mexico? That's from 2 to 3 years ago, and so much evidence might be thrown out. That's all being litigated right now. So somebody was arrested and there is still a trial. I'll definitely look into it for you. Oh, here we go. Fire Rabbit. Alexi Treviso in New Mexico is going to be going to court soon for dumping her baby in the trash. You know what? Then you guys, when we get off this live, I'm going to go I don't know, eat an apple or something, get some sort of energy, and I'll be back on here with Jocelyn. And we're not just going to talk about Lake and Snelling, but I want to talk about this problem with the youth of today having babies and just tossing them. But yeah, so if you guys can join us in about, I don't know, probably like an hour or so, that would be great. I'd love to have you guys on here. I don't know. What I heard, how would they ping her phone? No, but they were able to call the phone company and explain that they were trying to locate her. And if you have an emergency situation, like a murder just happened, it is my understanding that they will do that for you as an emergency. And I've seen that done before. Need some Z's. Isom was also told immediately that she was seen by the cop at the crime scene tape. Right. Isom left the scene very soon after they reported seeing her. Hope this is answering all your questions about that, guys. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, the fake crying is so bad. Anne-Marie, right? It's horrible. Your name is cracking me up. Jack's Cracks. You have this right about how they found her. Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm not 100% sure, but that's my belief. Roxy, I love how you answer all the questions in my head in this case. Thank you. Sugar. You're welcome, Sugar. Thank you. She had a whole delicious lunch. What an odd thing to say, right? Like, how many odd things did she say that day? So many. Well, you had to tell us how delicious your lunch was. Almost like, what an inconvenience that my ex-husband was shot and you came and got me and you interrupted my delicious lunch. I've heard it, Christine, I heard it around and I read so much and listen and watch so much because I'm a big fan of the other YouTubers too, especially Mentor Lawyer. I don't remember where I heard it, but that is where I heard it. Oh, wait a minute. Am I getting it wrong? I'm confused why I haven't heard mention of the fact that Wendy told Isom in the initial interview that the TV repair guy told her the TV was not fixable. Why ask Charlie if she should fix it? Yeah, that makes no sense at all. And that's because she's in on this murder. That's what I believe. It doesn't make sense. And like Judge Judy says, if it doesn't make sense, it's not true. How much do we love Judy, right?
Stop it!
Right. Judy, we love you, Judy.
Listen to me!
All right. Okay, interesting question, Roxy Lane. How is Wendy functioning? There's not enough alcohol that would take away the anxiety of going to prison. Honestly, I think she's scared. I think she's scared, as anybody would be afraid, right? I mean, it didn't look good what came out in this last trial. I mean, there's a lot of more inconsistencies now. I love Charlie's testimony. I could listen to it like over and over. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to get through these. Thank you so much, Kim. On the lives, I'm a lot more relaxed. I'm just kind of like, I'm just very focused when I do those videos and try to put them together for y'all, and then come on here and it's like, ah. So I know it's very different than the video. Yeah, you know what? Jeff Lacasse solved this whole case. He really did. Let's see. So Basti says, the juror said, Donna said, you just convicted an innocent woman. I didn't catch that at all. Yeah, this is an interesting one. That's still a mystery to me. Has anyone found out if the Stock the Bar party hostess actually did request bullet bourbon? Also, I wonder what the TV repairman says about the status of the house. Was it all packed up? Really good questions. Really good questions. Now, there is I don't have it in front of me right now. There is a report, a police report on interviewing that guy. I was going to do something on that as well, but I don't have it in front of me right now. Probably in the other room. But there is a document with a police interview with the TV repair guy from Geek Squad. I don't want to skip anybody, but I feel like I have to catch up to you guys here. Why don't I go to the bottom and work from my way up to the top? Okay. Okay, who thinks Charlie is going to flip on Wendy? The problem with that is he's in the middle of an appeal, and he probably is still so narcissistic that he thinks that he can win the appeal. But I wonder if he has talked to his attorney about, hey, what kind of deal could I get if I talk? And of course, George is not going to divulge if they came to her and asked these questions. They're just not going to do that. So. No, he was not called to testify. Sore throat. I love your names. Your names are hilarious. I'm sorry. I love it. This is so sweet. Is really good too. Oh, wouldn't that be awesome? It would be nice if Rob took in Wendy's boys if she is arrested. You better bet she already has a plan in case she gets arrested, and it doesn't involve Rob. I don't think it involves Rob at all. And I don't think it involves the Markels. Well, I haven't dug on this question here. Do we have any new updates on Brie and Charlie's son? I haven't done any digging on there, but I bet you I'll find something. But I'm doing a whole video on Charlie and his life, and we shall see. We shall see what I could find out. Let me get back to you on that one. Sigfredo. Okay, so Sigfredo, he is like the biggest mystery of them all, right? He's just sitting there. He's got nothing to lose at this point. Why don't you come forward? Yeah, and you know what? I gotta give some recognition of that. They were raised by Donna. And I wonder what they think, because I think they really, really loved their grandmother. And I think she was there. And from the calls, I will say, she did come off as a really good grandmother. She probably was an amazing, loving grandmother. And they probably only have the best of memories about her. So it would be really, hard to believe that. I don't think that they have any ill towards their grandmother at all. I don't. But who knows? The fact that Ruth Markel is now saying the boys are interested in knowing about their dad. So if you're just joining us now, Ruth Markel had an interview on the 15th saying that the boys are interested in knowing about their father, which is really good news. So if that's the case, I don't know. Maybe they are starting to grow up, and maybe they've read things, maybe they're seeing things, and maybe they're having second thoughts about everybody in the Adelson family. But I'm sure, I also believe that Wendy has turned on her mother. I think Wendy is angry because she can't believe that she's in the hot seat, and is probably knows that if she doesn't pretend to be like so angry with Charlie and Donna, she's got to pretend to like want nothing to do with them anymore. Because if she's innocent, like she says, she'd be like, I want nothing to do with them. I don't ever want to see them again. So that would mean that since she's with her boys, she would probably be saying to the boys, she's no good. She killed your daddy, to take the heat off of her, to take the focus off of her. Very good point. If they're interested in knowing their father, that means Wendy hasn't told them crap about him, right? No sweet talking about damn Markel in that house. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. And I've always said this, that even if you take away the internet, take away the apps, it's almost impossible to keep them away from some social media, because they have friends, right? And they have activities and whatever. I don't know what their activities are, but let's say they baseball. Let's say they play baseball. And all it takes is one friend of theirs, because most kids have social media. They're going to say, "Hey, this is your mom's family, isn't it? Look what happened here." Oh boy. Yeah, I would not be surprised, because she's all they have, right? And they're not going to betray the one person who's been their safety net. She has been their safety net. Okay, so this is the latest thing I've been hearing, that Wendy and Sigfredo were direct communicating. I don't know why. I've never heard that before until recently, and I have heard it this last week. Everyone's talking about it, so guess I'll have to read some more. Thank you, Jessie Cat. You're so sweet. I so appreciate it. I'll make sure I put it all right back into the channel. Whenever I get that stuff, I put it into the channel. You guys like my new lights? Did you see my new lights? Check it out, guys. I got new lights. I can change the color. That's my awesome husband, man, hooking me up with cool stuff. So purple's cool. So yeah, it all goes back into that. So I so appreciate it, giving me some podcast bling. those calls with Charlie, he stayed engrossed in those calls about any topic, tacos, a party, things the boys said. He was unusually glued to talking with Mom daily. Yeah, he's a talker, all right. He even said himself, right? She had to drive by the crime scene. I mean, he even realized just, that she totally gave it away for them. Thank you, Adele Ryan. Am I saying it right? Lemon character doing shoulder shimmy dance moves. Thank you. You're so sweet. It's not even a question to me that they've seen it all at this point, especially at their age. She cannot hide them from that unless she literally puts some in a room with no screens. Yeah. 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 It can't be hidden forever. The older they get, the more susceptible they are to finding out the truth and what happened here. Okay, so I'm just now digging into the Morphew case, and I can't believe, I'm not, I don't want to comment yet because I don't want to give out wrong information. I'm still learning about it, but it's horrible what happened to that woman. And I mean, as of right now in my walk in finding out what's going on with the Morphew case, I mean, he's just Barry. He just seems so guilty to me, but I still want to look more. I think Wendy's goal was to have Charlie and Donna locked up and out of her life so she could have the kids to herself, like in her book. Really, really interesting idea there. Okay, so the owl shirt. And what time is it? 7:54. Okay, I got about 10 more minutes. The owl shirt is interesting to me. And we've been talking about it on the Wendy lunch video. I've been talking with you guys about that. So somebody else brought this up too, but I actually really I'm really starting to think that it's a possibility. So I think maybe she made the plans to go to lunch and the intention was to never go to that lunch. And because the plan was to drive down Trescott looking disheveled, which is, and purposely dressing that way because she knew she wasn't going to ever go to that lunch. Okay. And then find Dan Markel and be the damsel in distress that finds him. And that is why she's late to the lunch because it didn't work out, right? She gets to the tape and is like, uh-oh, everyone's here. That plan is out. And now she's stuck because she had made plans with her friends that she would have normally had to text them and be like, I can't make it to lunch. My husband was killed. But she couldn't do that. She didn't have a reason to cancel now. And it made no sense for her to cancel because she just made the plans around 11:30 or something like that. She made the lunch plans after he was shot. Okay. So that's really interesting. And I'm starting to think now that because there was no way Wendy Adelson would go to a lunch not at least fixed up, right? What do you guys think of that? And another view, I want to just give a shout out. There was another Moms for Justice follower that said that. And I appreciate it because I was thinking that too. And I'm like, wow, I'm going to bring this up. Brad M says Wendy will take a deal, get 15 years and be out in 6. I can guarantee you, sad to say, I hope. I don't know. Some people say she's just too narcissistic to take a deal. There's no way that she would do that. But then on the other hand, I think to myself, she's seen the last 5 trials, how bad the evidence is. Everybody is getting put away, life in prison, taking a deal assures that she gets out while she can still do things and still be a part of her children's lives, right? Matt Mello. I don't think so. I don't even want to say that out loud. That's horrible. I don't think she would do that. Thank you, Linda. Aren't they cute? According to Lewis, Sigredo pointed out Wendy as they passed each other, saying, yeah, that's the lady, right? Mm-hmm. No, she ain't getting a deal. But she might come to them, and they might. Well, listen, if Wendy said, I want to make a deal, and she goes to Georgia, considering the fact that it is a lot of circumstantial evidence, it is a roll of the dice, guys. Even though we believe as strongly as we do, and everything is like really strong in our eyes, from a legal standpoint, it is circumstantial. So Georgia might turn around to the Markels and go, hey, we'll get her for 15 years or whatever the deal is. And she'll serve something. And I bet you they would take it just so she can pay something for the crime. I know, I heard. Okay, so Christine Helensky said Charlie was acting up and got written up, I believe, at the Leon County. Yeah, he was saying like racist comments and stuff. Bad Charlie. You got a whole video dedicated to your drive video after I emailed it to a channel creator, psychologist. I really respect that's covering this case. Oh, okay. Did you let her know? Moms for Justice Now at Gmail. She can email me and I'll totally collaborate with her. That'd be great. Thank you so much for the shout out. Wendy wasn't talking directly to Sigfredo. Yeah, it sounds weird to me. So, I mean, I'm not saying it's not true, but I can't say that I haven't heard anything about that. Oh, I'm doing the Morphew case. Don't worry. Let's see. Yeah, so Louis Rivera with the owl, who's in Tallahassee, saw an owl, took a picture of it, put it up on his Instagram. And what I heard was that Katie asked him to take it down. There's other people out there saying that it was Sigfredo that told him to take it down. I don't know. All I know is he put an owl up, and she wears an owl. But you know what? The owl was the mascot for her school, for her college. So she could have just had an owl on her shirt, because she had a shirt. I don't know. But an owl does symbolize death of some sort. It's like a dark message, an owl. Yeah, really, I'm starting to think, I almost feel so sure now that she never intended to go to the lunch. Plans changed when she got to the crime scene. I'm trying to get through the rest of these. Yeah, that Brad guy, the Brad Morphew guy, as of right now, from what I've seen, he looks guilty to me. Any of you guys missing Jocelyn? The ones, some of my original OGs. So Jocelyn and I are on in I don't know, 30, 40 minutes from now. We're going to be talking about these teenagers having babies and tossing them in their closet or in a garbage bag. Ridiculous. I would love for you guys to join us. Oh no, Justice Jane, you're just on now. I'm about ready to wrap up. But how are you? No, I'm going to look for that invitation. I'm looking for it. All right. So, before I hang up, you guys going to join me and Jocelyn? We'll be on in like 30 minutes or so. We're going to be talking about the Lake and Snelling case. Yeah, I know. Listen, guys, you know what? We're not Jocelyn. Jocelyn and I will be on. She's a co-host of mine. So, but she's been on some of the Adelson live podcasts that we've done together. And, some people have not been very kind to Jocelyn, which is, I know it's tough when you hear that somebody was thinking for quite a long time that maybe Wendy wasn't guilty. But she has actually since turned that around. But what we're talking about in a half hour is a whole new case. So why don't you just maybe give her another shot? You know what I mean? Because she really is awesome, guys. She's my best friend since I was 5 years old. I love her so much. She's an amazing friend. She really is. It was tough having debates with her about Wendy, though, because she, Jocelyn is very, set in her ways about what she believes, but she's actually starting to turn it around. So, but she's on tonight in about a half hour with me. We'll be going live, and I would love for you guys to join us. So, did you guys like this video? I would so appreciate it. If you have not subscribed to Moms for Justice, please make sure that you are subscribing. And yeah, I think I'm gonna call it quits for now, but I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for following Moms for Justice. And thank you so much for all the support and love and all the tips and stickers. And I so love them. Thank you so much. It really makes me feel good inside, and I do appreciate it. Thank you, Janine. Yeah, we'll be on in 30 minutes, so maybe 40. Just keep watching. I'll put up a thumbnail soon. But she doesn't have a channel. She's my co-host. And we have some special news that'll be coming soon, me and Jocelyn. We've got another project also we're doing, so I think it'll be totally, totally fun, and a lot of people will love it. So, okay. So, I'm going to close out. Wait a minute. I can't see, guys. I'm like blind. Is anybody blind? I'm 51 years old and I'm like completely blind. It's horrible. But anyway, yeah. Join me and Jocelyn. We'll be back on here with the Lake and Snelling case in about 30 minutes. We'll see you then. Love you guys. Bye.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the hosts and guests. All individuals mentioned are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.